Welcome back to Beyond the Film podcast.
Yes.
It is the last episode of the season. Not on, because we're going to be back. Like you can't get rid of us. But it's the last movie of phase 1. So, it's the last episode of the season. Season 1 is coming to a close. If you didn't know, I am one of your hosts, Rose.
And I'm Meadow.
What up?
Yeah.
Today, we are talking about the Avengers movie. Yeah. Oh. If you watch other episodes, I usually have a notebook, but writing stuff down takes so long.
I understand.
Yeah. So I just typed it up on my phone.
I feel like that's a good thing to do, like when you're just trying to condense your notes, have a podcast.
Yeah. She's scrolling.
Oh. And you're not flipping. You're not dropping my iPad.
All right, before we jump in, I just want to talk about like our season accomplishments so far.
Oh yeah.
Because recently we just hit 100 followers, over 100 followers.
Over 100 followers.
On TikTok.
Like, not the 3 digits, like,
yeah. In 6 months, basically. Started in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, to us, that's a big accomplishment.
It really is. So thank you guys for your support.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
We also, fun fact, most podcasts don't make it past 10 episodes.
This is episode number 13.
Yeah, including this episode, we're at 13. So, we doing it big.
Our 11th episode that you can go back and watch. Mm-hmm. We filmed that on 11/11. So, like,
we did? That was 11?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
We have 30 subscribers on YouTube and over 1,000 views across all the platforms. I didn't feel like actually doing real math. But
it's okay.
We have anyways. But yeah, thanks for, sticking it with us.
Yes.
If you like us, share us.
Like, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Watch it with your family.
Yeah. pretty, we like to say PG-13.
Yeah.
Because the movies that we watch aren't all PG.
Correct.
So,
some of them aren't even rated R. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought it'd be nice to, recap phase 1 because, Avengers is when everyone,
I know, right?
comes together and yada, yada, yada. So far, we have Captain America with the Tesseract. That's, first big opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
The Tesseract is now with S.H.I.E.L.D. because they got it up from the ocean.
Yes. And a little side note with that, I've just gone and took it upon myself to start making a Tesseract timeline. I'm just going to go through it as we watch the movies and just, mark it down. Okay, this is where this is happening because, we need some traction. We're a little confused. But continue.
Yeah, so Tesseract is on Earth right now. Loki is dead. Thor is stuck on Asgard.
Right,
the Bifrost is gone.
Out of there.
Yep. Banner's in hiding. We know this from Incredible Hulk.
Correct.
And they switch actors, which we see. Iron Man, I kind of forget what happened, but he's dating Potts now.
Yeah, he has some character arc,
the arc reactor. He's working with that stuff and etc.
Yeah, he had his character arc, and we have War Machine. That's really what happened with Iron Man.
Yep.
Because I sure was thinking, I was like, dang, why did he need 2 movies before Avengers? But anyway.
Yeah, but and then they tried to do the Avengers initiative. Didn't go through, and here we are, up in space, talking with some weird narrator and blah 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 and bum dum dum dum. Yeah. Okay. When I was watching this movie, one of the main things I noticed that everything is really intentional.
Yes.
The script, what they say.
What they're doing, the camera scenes that they're showing.
The transitions in between, everything is very
because they had their practice. They're like, we've been building up to this point, and
like
boom,
they want you to notice everything. Like I feel like for me, like going back, we're know to look for it. So like it's like it's right
there in our face.
Yeah. And also there's a lot of foreshadowing, all that. Like there's foreshadowing within the movie, like what's gonna happen next, and there's also foreshadowing in the future.
Correct.
And like as I was watching, I was writing down like future things. I was like, okay, let's not go there yet.
Hold on.
Let's just wait and put that aside. So hopefully, if I remember, I can like go back to these notes. Be like, yep, like this was noted in Avengers, etc., etc. Because there's a lot that you pick up on, but we won't get into that, I guess.
Not all the way. Yeah. Well, maybe we can like just mention a couple Easter eggs and be like, just remember this for later. Yeah.
I guess you can. I didn't write any of it down.
Oh,
it's fine. It's in the notebook.
Yeah, I did not write any of it.
Then it's fine. It's fine. But we can jump into the intro.
Wait, before we do that, I wanted to say that this movie was the first movie that I'm pretty sure it's the first like Marvel movie that I've seen besides Iron Man. Sorry. Like I saw Iron Man, and then I saw Avengers. I didn't see anything else in between. Yeah, and like once I found out that there was a Thor and a Captain America movie, I was like, what? Like
what?
I can see more of these guys. Like, that's crazy. And then this was also the first word that I really understood that I spoke differently, because like I used to say it Avengers, or like I'll still pronounce it like Avengers, and so I was trying to spell it as little old Meadow Avengers. I'm like, bro, mom, it's not coming up. She's like, sound it out. I'm like, I am.
You were doing it right.
Avengers.
Right.
Where are they? Avenging the ads. That's what they're doing. But anyway.
That's so cute. Avengers. Like they're avenging.
Correct. Yeah, I can't wait till we get into that. But let's get into the intro.
Okay, let's jump into the intro. Personally, I did not like this intro.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very like it felt like more of a movie trailer than like a movie intro. Like it was very dramatic and like cut scenes, and like the music they were using, like all the darkness, and I forget what they were saying, but they could have been like back in time when yada yada. Like that's the vibe it was giving.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It was okay. And like I definitely noticed, like we noticed a tone switch right away in this movie from like the intro movies to like this one. This one was like, yeah, no, this is serious.
No, literally,
like, the world is gonna end.
Bro, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like when we see everything happening at the SHIELD base, I'm like, dang, like people. When I first would watch this movie, I didn't understand like what was happening. I just knew that something was happening. People are in a tizzy. People are running. He's like, should we tell them to go back to sleep? I'm like, who's going back to sleep? Like, what's going on? But I guess it's in the middle of the night, and the Tesseract is acting funky. It might blow the whole thing up.
Right.
Like jump scare.
I was, okay, side note, because this reminded me when he was like I don't know, when I forget what scene this was. After Loki escaped on the ship, they were like, your brother killed 80 people. He's like, he's adopted. It's like 80 people? When did he kill 80 people? But he probably then, when like the Tesseract blew up.
Yes. Right, correct.
Because he didn't kill anybody in Germany.
Yeah. Except for that one guy.
He didn't kill him.
The eyeball. I mean, we didn't see him kill him.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He probably just lost an eye.
Maybe.
That was real dramatic though too. Like you could have just scanned the eye, like
no, literally, like had to get the whole like retina dissolved. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a possibility he could have survived, but if the medical attention didn't get there right away, I feel like he could have lost a lot of blood and just bled out.
Damn.
Yeah, tragic for him.
Anyways,
yeah.
I feel like one of the as I was writing these notes, I was trying to think of it as like a first time viewer, because like watching this movie, like I know everything, like I know why, but like, you have to go back and be like, okay, what, like let's question something. Yeah. So like I feel like from the jump it's like, okay, why are the staff and like the Tesseract so connected? Also, wasn't the staff on Asgard? So how the hell did Loki get the staff? Like, they gave him the staff. Or the scepter, that's what it's called? Yeah, like, whoever, the alien that he's under, because we don't know yet.
We don't know his name. We know who he looked like.
He gave him the scepter.
Right.
How did he get the scepter from Asgard?
Maybe he already has.
Because in Thor, it was in the room. It was in the trophy room.
That is true. Connects, opportunities, spies.
On Asgard?
Possibly. He could have some shapeshifters on his
team, like,
maybe.
the Bifrost is, like, down.
That's true, but that doesn't mean he can't get off planet.
I mean, yeah, but in, like, his army, the Chitauri or whatever.
Chitauri.
Yeah, and then also he has, like, the other people. They're not, like, they just regular aliens. Like, they got no special abilities.
Regular aliens.
Yeah. But they got guns and whatnot. But, like, I feel like that's something that would have been brought up, like, with Thor. Like,
I feel like maybe it could be, like, some kind of sorcery. Because in Thor, Loki allowed the frost giants through.
Right.
Not through the Bifrost, but through some other kind of wormhole that Heimdall was not visible to.
Right.
So maybe it's something like that.
Because
it seemed like he got some people with some smarticle particles on his team because got a lot of things to find.
Right. Maybe just him and, like, the big guy. Like, the people in between her.
Oh, I was just more so talking about, like, the big guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, just Loki. I don't know about the rest of them. No. Yeah. Okay. Because, yeah, I feel like that's something that they don't really... I feel like it's kind of like a plot hole, kind of. Like, something they don't...
And then they don't talk about it later.
Yeah.
So, not even.
Yeah. But, yeah, why are they so connected? Like, what's the vibe there?
Yeah.
I wanted to go through and, like, note all the little foreshadowing that I wrote down, but I wrote down, like, times and stuff, and, like, I don't have my laptop, so this is, like, the only one that I have written down verbally. There was small foreshadowing when Nick was like, when whoever was like, yeah, it's just low gamma rays, like, it's not that dangerous, and Nick was like,
dangerous.
Yeah, that can be dangerous. And then, that's nose to banner, like,
literally, and then that's the first person that we go out to seek out besides Nat. Yeah. We didn't need to seek her out. They knew exactly where she was.
That's true, because she working with them.
Exactly, probably investigating for them.
But, like, the second scene, our number one rule,
right?
They are not dead
until you see a body.
Until you see a body, because Loki's not dead.
Dun dun dun. We see him fall, and we don't see a body.
First debunked in, like, the first 8-10 minutes of the movie.
Literally, like,
it's, like, very dramatic. Like, who is that? Oh my
gosh! Boom!
It's Loki.
Also, though, his stylist was not playing. Like, that bump is serious. Like, he got the slick back and then the bump. Like, the bumps hit so hard.
He got a black mama back there.
Okay, slicking his stuff back with Vaseline. That ain't no hair gel.
Bumped it.
I
don't want my ass bumped.
It's gonna look good.
Will it?
A big debate. Let us know in the comments.
Took away the length, bro.
Like, come on, now I look
like I got inches. Oh, please.
Keep going like
this. I'm dead. Anyways, okay. I just want to note this before we go into
the juiciness.
The rest, yes. During this movie, I feel like I saw a lot of character development, not with all of them, but, like, a good significant number of them. So I'm gonna try to, like, bring it up as, like, we go through the movie. And so the first person, Loki, we just saw him. You know, the last time we saw him was in the Thor movie, and I feel like him and the Thor movie and this one are different. I feel like they tried, since he's, like, the villain in this movie, they had to put emphasis on, like, the only child, like, I was neglected, and this is, like, my comeback. And I feel like in Thor, it was giving, like little neglected little brother, like, oh, like, he wants revenge, yeah. But this one, it was giving, like, like spoiled brat narcissism. Like it was like amped up to 100.
Yeah, definitely with the narcissism. And I'm so curious as to why he felt like he was the rightful king of the throne, considering that like he's the little brother. Wouldn't it automatically be given to the older brother? And it's like, oh, maybe because like Thor wasn't ready, but nonetheless, like it would only be given to you if Thor wasn't ready. So yeah, I think that's really interesting. And then secondly, like we honestly do get to see how hurt Loki is and just like
damaged.
Yeah, because as a kid, like I really like this movie, not even gonna lie. And like I think they do a really good job of balancing like, or not even balancing if they're doing this intentionally, but just having a point of view where you can understand it like from a kid, and then having a point of view where you can get a different understanding as an adult, or and also like as watching the Marvel movies, because we see Loki, we see like what's going on with him, and like we learn more about him. But then as a kid, you're just like, yeah, like this guy, he tripping. Like, what do you mean? He's opening holes in the skies. Like he's trying to tear down New York.
Yeah, for sure. Also, part of it might be like if he wasn't stolen, or like he technically is supposed to be a king, just not king of Asgard.
True.
He's supposed to be king of the Frost Giants.
Baby boy's son.
Yeah,
Laufey's son.
Yeah, he was the rump of the family, so he was gonna be left out to dead.
Maybe he would have grown up and like had some kind of puberty where he
but that's so interesting. Like, wouldn't he go through that regardless of where he is?
Maybe not,
because it's like
alien
genetic
DNA. And also,
who is Mama?
That's what I want to know. And secondly, in the What If series, we see him as like a big blue giant.
Exactly, yeah.
So that makes me think like maybe if he would have developed on Jotunheim, he would have grown up.
The air, the food.
Correct. Maybe like a combination. Maybe Freya put a little on
magic.
Him.
Right, because like in Thor, he was like turning blue.
Correct. When he had touched the
Interesting. Also, jumping ahead a little bit, I feel like in the Germany scene, like his whole monologue, I feel like a lot of that described him and like his actions. I forget exactly what he said. I should have wrote it down. But like he was talking about like power and control and stuff like that. I'm like, that's literally you. Like that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, he's talking about I'm trying to free you guys from freedom.
Brother, what?
Okay. Anyway.
Also, is this man bulletproof? Because they were shooting guns at my man and he was just like deflecting it.
He was like, who shot that? Let me get you. I'm like, but a little bit later, when him and Thor is fighting, he had this little blade and it stabbed Thor.
Yeah, but they're adopted. They're not like blood.
Correct.
He's not from Asgard.
Correct. But that also makes me think like maybe that blade is made out of like, Asgardian metal, something more strong than just what we got here on the low Earth.
Well, Hulk was able to make Thor bleed. So like they're strong, but they're not invincible.
I know. Yeah, that's true. Maybe Thor is just not that guy like how Loki is. Maybe. Because, well, no, when Hulk did his little dance with Loki,
he was down.
I didn't see that much bleeding though.
He was already bleeding from Tony. I believe he got those scars from. Yeah, I love that scene.
Yeah,
puny god.
What? Like the scoff of it all too. And they try to say like, oh, Hulk, he not there.
He is.
He there.
I'm so bro. His character arc pisses me off.
Oh yeah, cause like he just gets deleted. Anyway, continue on with this movie.
Right, we're staying
Here.
Okay, so like yeah, Loki, he's here. He like first thing he do, Clint is in the movie for like 5 seconds.
Possessed. Boom. He said, "You have heart.
Give it to me."
Yikes.
Which I mean, it kind of plays in other movies, like he mentions later, but like we don't get a lot of Clint in this movie. Like, we don't get a lot of his. He's the one person that I'm like, okay, he doesn't have a lot of development in this particular movie.
Yeah.
But we see him in the future. But we see like his important role with like him and Natasha.
Yes.
We get to see like the beginning of their relationship and what it might come into, because she, you know, she over there being a spy and stuff, and like the reason she's stopping is because Clint, like he's been taken.
I had wrote that down where like each Avenger kind of had their own intro into the movie that was like very well coded for who they are. Like Iron Man's in the water doing some stuff for Stark Tower. Steve is boxing it out, like trying to regulate. Like that man is going through something.
Got flashes coming
for real. My date, I didn't have it. And yes, with Natasha, she is like my man Clint, my bestie.
Right.
But like not my man like that.
But
like,
we don't know yet at this point in the movie. Like first time viewers,
correct, thinking that there's a little bit of a But yes, we see how important that is to her, and then Banner has his whole thing going on, and we see like some. Let me not even get over there yet. Continue.
You jumping ahead in my notes.
I know. That's what
it's next.
I'm like, let me stop. Because she give me that look.
It's the next bullet point. Relax. But yeah, like we were saying, I feel like, at least me, when I go into movies, you know, I like to scope out the romance. So like looking back as a first time viewer, like my first thought was, okay, is this like a romantic relationship? Is this a platonic relationship? Like, why does Clint mean so much to you? And like this question definitely gets answered later on in the movie.
Yes.
But her first mission, she going to get Bruce. You know, he off in the middle of who knows where.
Somewhere in India.
Oh, so yeah, do they say?
He does say. He was like, oh yeah, like when they were in the ship, and she's like, yeah, like you need to remove yourself from this situation. He's like, I was removed. I was in like Calcutta or something. Like he said somewhere near Bangladesh.
Right. Okay. But yeah, we see Bruce Banner for the first time since Incredible Hulk. Actor switch. We talked about why they switched when we watched the movie, but I don't remember.
Yes, that guy was a little difficult to work with. Yes. And we were also talking about how the Hulk characters were different, and maybe that's because the actor had his hand in the pot. Yeah. Was doing different things like that. And also very interesting how like I really thought that this man was some kind of POC, because when we were in the India scene, like his hair is curly and like he has a kind of like brownish tint, and then like once he on the ship, like
he just dirty, girl.
He was like, let me try to blend in or something.
Let me blend in.
Not saying that they're dirty. He was just trying to like, you know, get
No, I know what you mean by blend in. Like, trying to be white passing. My brain didn't go there.
Just in case someone else is. Not for you.
No, we meant like white passing blended in.
Yeah. Not like that.
All right. So yeah, character change. I like the actor change though.
Me too.
I feel like Mark is the guy for Hulk.
He did a role. Good job.
Yeah, never thought he was a POC though. That's a white man. But when I was first watching the scene, I was like, okay, I find it really funny because when he was walking with the little girl, he was like making appearance to like hide his face like that.
Yeah, because he saw the army trucks go by, so he's probably like,
can't get caught.
Can't get caught by the army.
They knew he was there the whole time. Like he's taking all these precautions. Oh no, it's like we know exactly where you are, babe.
Well, yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. did, but that doesn't mean other government.
Well, she said they did, and they were like keeping them off his track.
Yes.
So they were protecting him.
Yes, S.H.I.E.L.D. was like keeping some people that had found him off his whatever. But yeah, from his perspective, he's like,
everybody out to get me. Yeah. Well, yeah, he don't know. Also, I guess he's a scientist, and I'm like, how does he know Fury off the jump? Because Nasha's like, yeah, Fury needs you to come in. And like, he wasn't like, who's Fury? Like,
I think that is
from
because,
back in the day.
Yeah, like, the government had a lot to do with what was going on with him. And I'm sure S.H.I.E.L.D. was dipping in what he had going on, considering that he was trying to make a serum. And I think that is very interesting because in Incredible Hulk, did they say that he himself was trying to make the serum and tested it on himself? Or
I think
because I know that in the very
we watched too many Hulk movies.
I know because I'm like in the very first one, I know like it was the daddy testing it on himself, and then he got he got pregnant with baby boy. He got
pregnant.
Yep, he did, and he carried it all 10 years.
What the heck?
Anyway, but no, yes, daddy and moms get pregnant, and he passes on the gamma radiation.
I don't remember.
Me neither. They don't really talk about it. They just kind of like start with him in the factory and like.
Oh yeah.
He was already on the run.
See, I'm getting the there because we watched them at the same time.
Yeah,
that was probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
But like they're getting mixed up in my brain.
Same.
So I don't know.
But I think it's safe to say that it definitely wasn't his father. I definitely think that
no, definitely was not.
And yeah. I think that his goal was to do something else, but not make a super serum. Like I don't think that was.
Well, that's what.
That may not have been his ultimate goal, but that's what they wanted him to do.
Yeah, that's
what Agent Ross.
Yes, that's who it was. Mm-hmm. That's what Ross said. He was trying to create your serum, bro. Like he was trying to be you.
And then they made Abomination, but yeah.
I believe you. But yeah, watching this, I definitely felt like I should have rewatched Incredible Hulk because what happened between the end of Incredible Hulk and like this movie? Because at the end of Incredible Hulk, he's not in India.
He's like in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, literally. So
and he's all calm and like meditated. Yeah. But it does bring up that Bruce is dealing with like I wrote this down next. Like he is like the first introduction to like mental health in the MCU.
Bro, I would literally was like the whole Avengers. Like they need to avenge some mental health, babe, because Baby Girl is over here depressed and shaken up. Like he has anger issues. He's
depressed too. Like they brush past
Steve got too. PTSD. Like they're a whole jumble of mental health cases.
That's what superheroes are.
Mental health cases.
Even the rich ones, like
Batman.
Yeah, I would say what's his name?
Bruce Wayne is like a poster child of what not to do with your money.
But he's he protecting the city and whatnot.
He's beating criminals to a pulp for robbing banks. Maybe he should go seek out some therapy. Just maybe a little. Maybe.
I've only ever seen one Batman movie, so.
Right.
Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, okay. Maybe it's because he went like through some dark times all alone, so he had to like change locations and whatnot. Because something had to happen between like him finding peace and serenity, or maybe they're not including that storyline.
Maybe. And yeah, maybe. Because at the end of Hulk, I remember like, yes, he was doing the things and it looked like he was practicing on how to control it. And it looked like he got that pretty much under control.
Under wraps.
And then because later on he was talking about how he's like, okay, now I'm gonna try to help people. And so maybe he was tired of being alone. Like, I got my stuff handled. I already tried to, so let me try to do something with my life since I'm not gonna die.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Still at the very beginning of the movie,
of course,
we get two, other transitions, like the foreshadowing type. I don't remember what soldiers they were talking about, if they were showing soldiers or so. I don't remember the conversation, but like they brought up soldiers. And the next scene was Captain America, and then Captain America, when Nick was like, "Okay, what from your experience, what should we do with the Tesseract?" He's like, "You should have left it in the water." And then you have Tony in the ocean,
just like how his daddy was when he found it. Coincidence? I think not.
But yeah, now I feel like those scenes aren't that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So we're up in, Stark Tower, the new, what's that called? Environmental, what's that? Sustainability energy. What is that called? Clean energy.
Clean energy.
Jesus.
It's probably sustainable too. You right?
Yeah, thank you. And then what?
We in Stark Tower.
Agent Coulson comes in. Phil.
Well, his first name is Agent.
No, literally, when Tony said that, I was like, no, you're right. Because who is Phil?
Reading the obituary, like, dang.
Agent who is Coulson? Phil.
Agent Phil Coulson. That's what it should be.
But at first, when they had the little sidebar about the celloist, I was like, okay, this is like cute little like note for like etc. But I feel like it was, of course, it was more intentional. I feel like it was a way for the audience to be more connected to Phil because of what happens later on in the movie. Like you have to give us a reason to care
that he.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also think that it adds in some of his humanity because the last few times that we've seen him, we saw him in Iron Man. He was kind of like a cold shoulder. We saw him in Thor, and definitely a cold shoulder.
He definitely
like Jane stuff, and like
he's I'm a work. This is my job.
Like Fury, that's my guy.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna do what he need me to do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah,
he said, "I'm fucking out here, boss." Not an option. Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, everyone's all set to go. We're on the ship. Sorry. They get inside.
Oh.
Steve takes out his wallet, pulls out a 10, and gives it to Fury. I'm like, why is Steve tipping Fury?
Like, that's a real question?
Yeah.
Oh, because at the boxing thing, he's like, I'll bet you $10 that nothing can surprise me anymore.
Oh,
and so he got surprised. He's like, let me give you this 10 right here, my boy.
Because I was like, okay, what, is this like an old-timey chivalry thing? Like, I thought this man was broke. Like, why is he giving him a 10?
Because when I first saw this movie, like, even up to this point, like, literally up to me watching it earlier today, I was just like, that's why he did that. I'm like, because I heard him, like, I actually registered, I'll bet you $10 that you can't surprise me. And then, he give him the 10 because he got people turning into Hulks. He got aliens. They in the air. There's people running while we're in the air. Okay, you got me.
No, that makes sense. Because, I was like, you just tipped them like a one. Like, Steve, you ain't got it like that, bro. I was
like you out here making videos for school.
I was like, okay, wait. Like, how is he getting money? What's his job? Like, who's paying his bills? Like, I had a whole...
The government, he should be the most paid veteran in the country.
He not though, because he be talking about how he be hungry and stuff. Like in those next movies, they be struggling, bro. That's why I wrote that down. I had a whole list. This man is poor.
This bill he can't pay. This one, his car got repoed. Like
the only thing he know is poverty.
So you can't do nothing about it. Just gotta go back to living how he
know who joins the army?
Poor people.
Because that's how they get you.
Come on. We gonna do so good.
We gonna give you money. We gonna be good. We gonna set you up afterwards. And then they neglect them. Right. Silence. Ain't no back talk.
But before we go any further, I love Coulson's little fanboy moment. It's so cute.
Very cute.
Yes, like I think that he
got vintage playing cards of you, bro.
Like he's so proud.
Vintage playing cards.
He said trading cards.
What?
I got trading cards. Those pictures were so crisp too. How vintage were they?
See, he said almost mint condition.
They did. But I wanted to say that they do a good job of like balancing humor and seriousness in this movie, and I really like that because like it's like yes, this is a serious movie.
We're all gonna die.
Right. But then like they throw cute little things in there like $10 tipping, fanboys, like the little banter between Thor and Captain America. Like I love how they started off right here in our faces and it just keeps going. I think it's so cute. You notice any little banter with them? It's okay. We'll get to it as they go on. Okay. It's more so like when they're fighting. They always have banter when they're fighting. Okay. Yeah.
Got you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we skip in. We in Germany now.
Yeah.
Clint is like, yeah, but I need a distraction. And like, I feel like when you first hear that, you think the only distraction is like the Germany scene. But like, distraction is longer. It's more stretched out than that. It goes to like when they're back on the ship. Like that's part of the whole distraction too.
I didn't even think about that. I thought he was just saying that he needed a distraction to get the the stuff. But even before that, I wanted to mention, like, did you notice how scarily blue their eyes were? Because they were underneath the spell of the scepter. Like, Dr. Selvig and Hawkeye, their eyes were like piercing blue, like beyond the scary piercing blue that we be joking about, like deeper than that. Yeah. And it's because of the possession that they were under. And once they're not underneath the possession, even though Dr. Selvig's eyes are still blue, like, it's not as like that. It's like natural blue.
So yeah, maybe because his eyes are already blue, they want to like emphasize it.
Correct. But like with not Banner, but Hawkeye, his eyes are not blue, and like we see them change back to brown like once he's normal again.
Got knocked in the head.
She said it was something recalibration. Cognitive recalibration. I hit you on that
real hard. But yeah, after the scene, like, even they bring it up. It's like, why was capturing Loki so easy? Like, why?
It's supposed to be that easy.
Yeah, and like, I feel like that plays into the distraction part, because we see eventually as we keep going in the scene, Hulk is part of the distraction. Like, the whole reason.
Like, he wanted to crumble the team from the inside out.
Because also, like, when they out there, the three of them fighting, Loki just sitting there.
Like, look at y'all go.
Yeah, he could have tried to escape. Like, he could have ran something. Like, he wanted to be on that shit.
Because he knew that his ride was coming.
Yeah.
He was not in distress. Not even a little bit.
He was like, why is Loki the only one that wants to be here?
So what's going on, y'all? Don't worry about what I got going on. Y'all should be worrying about the man up in there. But I also wanted to say that it was very on brand that they sent Captain America to Germany. He's like, yeah.
I've been here before.
He said the last time I was in Germany, somebody was talking about all this mess.
I knocked him out. But he never fought
Hitler. We never seen Hitler in the whole thing.
In the place. Yeah, I hit 100 times. I killed Hitler 100 times.
He was like,
100 times. Say, bro? How is that possible?
I'm just trying to get out of this prison cell right now. He over here making jokes. Nothing's funny right now. But in this moment, I did also realize, like, during this whole transition scene that we're talking about, their CGI here was so much better than like it is going forward. I feel like as they keep going and like they keep trying more and more things, like, just chill. Like, y'all should have just left it at the 2012 CGI.
No, I was just talking to our friends about this last night. I was like, I want them to go back to when they actually had suits. Like Green Goblin and Spider-Man, like, he was in that suit.
And he was eating.
Yes, and it looked real because it was real.
Like, jump scare. Yes.
Like, if y'all can pay for CGI, you can pay to build a suit.
We've already talked about this, babe. Like literally. Make the suits.
Anyways. Do you want to talk about that little banter in the fight scene before I move on to the plane? Oh, wait. Just kidding. Not there yet. I jump. Anyways, okay. We're in the plane.
Okay.
Loki is captured.
Uh-oh.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Thunder, lightning.
Scared.
What, you scared of little thunder?
I'm not fond of what
comes after.
Rain?
My thing is, why was Loki scared to see Thor? Like, was it okay, Thor doesn't know, like, I'm not dead? Was it I'm scared of Thor? Like, what was...
I think it was more so anxiety. Like,
okay.
I put this whole play on, but I didn't think my big bro was finna pull up. Like, oh my goodness. But when he gets him out, like, first of all, why did they even open the door? Like, literally, why did they open the door?
Because Tony was gonna go out and, like, see what was happening.
Okay, I'm like, bro,
he's finna hop on him.
They was like, come on, Thor, come in. Come, look, we got your brother. Yay. But like when Loki is having his speech to baby boy, like you can hear how hurt and like how much he's overcompensating for a lack of care and attention.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely wrote down, I was like, hurt I do see, but like fear, I feel like he never lets Thor know that I don't think he's afraid of him, but like you can tell in the plane he was genuinely scared. Like you can see it on his face.
Yeah.
But like as soon as he's in front of Thor, it's like it's gone.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's like I'm anxious. I haven't seen my brother since I faked my death, and like yeah, about to have this another altercation. And also maybe it was like a no, I was gonna say like, oh, maybe it's a ploy for them, because like no, when Cap had said something about it, he looked over at him like, oh no, I ain't scared. I ain't scared of nothing. I came here to start a war. I ain't scared.
Right, I ain't scared of no thunder.
No lightning.
But yeah, like you said, it's definitely like neglected little brother. I also like seeing the scene. We always see like I was gonna say Thorki. I was gonna combine their names.
That's a great ship name.
That's a little weird.
Thorki forever. We love the brothers.
Okay.
No, not like
this. Ain't no step romance.
No.
Because it could be. They're adopted.
Yikes! But we're not getting going there.
But we always see like Loki talk about like how Thor neglected him and he was never a good big brother, yada yada yada. But like whenever we see their dynamic and we see Thor, so it's like Thor's always trying to protect Loki.
Thor's always trying to protect Loki, trying to give him another chance, like trying to keep that brother relationship going.
However, when Loki is talking, he's talking about past Thor.
Correct.
And the Thor we see now is not the character arc Thor.
Correct. Not the one who got his stuff taken from him.
Yes.
And,
yeah. It feels like Loki hasn't been able to see this change in Thor, and like he really isn't able. Like they're not able to connect to like the very end. Like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and I feel like Loki doesn't want to see it, because like everything out of Thor's mouth is like no, like I'm going to, like we're in this together, like we, like it's okay, like you come back home, like we can figure this out, and like it goes in one ear and right out the other. Like he doesn't want to hear it,
because he's just like, I've already convinced myself that you're the bad guy, and if I stop, then what? And like we kind of see that whole heart stop turnaround with the Loki series, because like this Loki after this movie is the Loki that we see.
Yeah. Now we can talk about the banter and the fight scene that you wanted to bring up.
Yes. Iron Man is so dramatic.
Yeah, like, Iron Man.
Why wouldn't he literally just, I don't know, take Loki and go back to the ship? He was just like, yeah, I need to fight Thor and like have this whole confrontation. Like, as easily as he flew by and just only grabbed Thor, he could have easily just swung by and grabbed Loki, and like that could have been that. And I'm like, okay, but maybe he would have attacked the plane and like da da da. But Iron Man has to be Iron Man. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Also, like side note, a little bit beforehand, where he landed and like just crushed the pavement underneath his knee. I'm like, he's not coming back to pay for that pavement to get fixed. You're gonna have to tear up the whole road. But whatever. You don't care about that.
They were in the middle of the forest.
No, I was talking about when he landed in Germany to... Oh! Yes, he landed in Germany to be like, come on, Loki, you getting on the ship.
No, he definitely is. Like, Jarvis is probably taking a note of that and like...
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. And then like they had their whole little situation. Captain America and Thor didn't really have a whole bunch of banter right here, because that's who I was really talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, Captain America, Iron Man does say, you know, oh, does mother know you wear with her dress?
No, Shakespeare in the heart. Yeah, because I was listening to it and I was like, why is Thor talking like he writing a poem or something? Like, what is this banter?
Does mother know? And then we get to, like, this is the first look that we see at the combined powers of the shield and the hammer, and something to take a note of, because like Baby Boy thought he was gonna bring the hammer down in, but no.
So you want me to bring the hammer down?
You said you want me to bring the hammer down, and then leveled the forest. Yikes! Hope no squirrels were sleeping.
This also reminded me, when Cap first came on screen, I didn't know he had an accent. He has like
New York accent,
like an old timey, New York accent.
Oh, old timey. Okay,
yeah.
Where did you hear it at?
when he speaks.
Oh, I'll have to listen more.
Yeah, rewatch it. Because like what's his name? Chris Evans, he don't talk like that.
Okay, I'll have to.
Yeah, just like how when did I notice Thor had an accent? In Thor? Before Thor? Some movie.
I think it may have been in Thor, like when he was talking with...
that man's Australian.
Correct.
That's crazy. And Tom Hiddleston is British.
Yeah.
They both got accents.
And so that makes me wonder, like, did they do some kind of speech therapy or like speech training to have a similar, like, is there an Asgardian accent that they created? Because like Tom Hiddleston is not speaking with the British accent. I feel like
I think it's just like, I don't know if it's speech therapy. I think it's part of like
therapy, but
training. I know what you mean. Yeah. I feel like it's part of auditioning. Like having to be able to do different accents.
Yes, I don't think that like, oh, you know, like they can't switch accents, but like I wonder if the crew, not the crew of the actors, but the story writers, if they created a different kind of accent. Because like when we get into Black Panther,
does his friends have accents?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. I don't think Odin has an accent.
I feel like no, Odin has some kind of accent, but like I'm trying to think of like the Asian man. I'm trying to think if he had.
He spoke like 5 words
because he's so stoic. But no. Just like when we get into Black Panther, the accent that they speak like is a combination of different like African.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But because, like, I mean, Asgard's not a real place. So.
I mean, yeah. I guess maybe, yeah. Because I feel like, thinking back to, like, the audition process, like, Tom probably maybe auditions with, like, an American accent. Or maybe, it could be, like, a North
Germanic,
where are they from?
Nordic.
Yeah.
Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, I definitely noticed that Steve had an accent. I was like, hold on. Wait a second. Why are you talking like that?
Who are you?
Who are you? But yeah, and they all decide to go, which is so random. Like he just hammer, they all fall out.
He's like,
all right, I guess we'll all go back together.
Cause hey, he was like, all right, are we done here? You should. You've seen my power. What we're about to do now?
Yeah, like, Captain Steve is very much okay. Like,
come on now,
let's be for real.
Like, BFFR. Yeah, right now. Yeah, because Tony comes in, starting a mess, stirring things up.
Always.
Big Bro Cap is like, okay,
relax.
You not finna beat me, okay?
Also, like 2 against 1.
That's true too.
Like, even if you are a god,
there's only one god, ma'am, and he don't dress like that.
Exactly.
Amen.
Like, period. Okay, but we're back on this flying ship.
Here we are.
Yep, and they're having their little meeting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor, I don't remember what they're talking about, trying to attack back or something like that. And Thor talks about how like this means like Earth is now ready for a different form of like war, or, like fighting.
Okay, so we're all the way. We're that far?
That's not far.
Well, it's far in the sense of like when they first got back to the ship.
What else happened?
Like,
Loki's in the cell, and they have a meeting.
Yes, so like Loki walking through, he smiled creepily at Banner, foreshadowing that, and then like Stark and Banner have their little banter in the room where he pokes him. And
that's
he's like,
after. That's after what I'm talking about.
No, like you're talking about former Hive War once they find out that they're making weapons with the Tesseract.
Oh,
yeah, and that's not until the Hulk is about to come out.
That's not after. Oh, my bad. My B. Thought that was before.
That's okay.
What they talked about at that first meeting? Nothing.
The first meeting they were talking about, he killed 80 people.
Right. Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
He's adopted.
Correct. And then they're like Tony and Banner start like shooting stuff about like, how does this happen? Tony plants the bug.
Yeah, I definitely wrote this out of order then because like the next thing is Tony and Cap's like the dialogue between like. Yeah. So we just gonna ignore it and come back. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, they're yada. what? Anyways, yeah. Earth is ready, etc. It made me question though, because Thor talked about like, yeah, like I don't know these other aliens. Like I wasn't aware there was other people out there.
That's what he was saying?
That's what he hinted at, yeah. Which made me question, like, is Asgard oblivious to the rest of the universe? Like, do they only know like that little tree they talk about? Because that tree isn't the whole universe that we see in the future.
That's a really good point, because in Thor, I do kind of question that, like, that's not including
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Correct, like all the places that we got to see with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And within Guardians of the Galaxy, they talk about like jumping knots, or like, it's probably not knots because that's for water, but whatever. And but they're not doing that with that. They just got the Bifrost. Yeah. So perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, they to a certain extent they know like other life form, but yeah, they're thinking like, we watching everything, so we good.
Like we're protecting, but he mentions our realm in Thor. So, like, yeah, they're aware, but they're not like how we're aware, but they're not like hyper aware. And I feel like this just notes at like they aren't really gods.
Correct.
Like they're
just
not
some aliens on a rock.
Yeah, they're not that different from humans on Earth. So yeah,
very good point. My gosh, Rosie.
Thanks. Okay, back. We're in the scene where like, you don't think this a little fishy? And I feel like we get Tony versus Cap when they first meet up.
Like literally,
like their banter with each other is like from the jump. But like this is
even when they first landed in Germany, he's like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Steve,
Mr. Stark,
right? Mr. Stark. I said Cap and Steve. That's literally the same person.
I knew what you meant. Anyway, though,
yes, and it's like so crazy because from Tony's perspective, like, I've been hearing about you ever since I was born.
Shut up about this, bro. And this is what he is. Like, that's it. Like, this ain't like that ain't nothing, bro. And I feel like
I'm a genius.
I feel like with Steve though, his approach isn't personal. Like his is just like, I'm here to do a job. Like I'm a soldier. Like let's just get it done. Get it done and over with.
There could be like a slight potential of some personalness going on because of like the way he felt about Howard, and just like,
but you
like, not saying that, you know, he full on, but like he has a preconceived kind of idea of like how Tony may
I feel like it'd be more friendly though, because like there's only animosity in the beginning when he thought he was hitting on Peggy, but that was like cut at the bud right away.
Did we see them having?
Yeah, they became friends.
Okay.
I mean, why would Howard talk about him if they weren't friends? Why would he save him if they weren't friends?
You know, I don't know.
So I feel like, yeah, he'd be more friendly towards him. But I feel like mental health, Steve is traumatized. PTSD.
His friends is dead.
Yeah, like I'm here, he poor.
Right.
He here to make money and go home.
Over here talking about da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Threatening the Hulk. Like, I'm trying to save my life. Can you please?
But yeah, and we said all that, yada yada yada. And with this scene, we definitely see like Tony goes into everything, guessing everything, especially like with his background and like him not knowing nothing for so long. Like he doesn't trust anyone so easily. And like with Cap, you see like the soldier who's going to follow his commands, like blindly do whatever to a certain extent. Because right after he's like, okay, he's like, you're not wrong. I'm not gonna let you know that I think you're right, but I'm gonna
investigate myself.
Yeah,
on foot. That's what I do. I walk to Germany.
That computer was taking too long.
Loading a little too slow for me.
Yeah. But I wrote
faster than these knees.
I wrote down it was like the rebel versus like the rule follower. I feel like that's like their dynamic in the beginning.
Absolutely, that's a really good point.
And then we get to interrogation scene.
Wait, side note. In the scene where he's like, he poked him and he offered him blueberries, like that was actually snacks from RDJ. Like he would just randomly have
nice little.
Yeah. little treats, and like they just had to go along with
it. Improv, yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly why he turned his face away from the camera when he offered the blueberries, trying to like keep it together, like let me keep it together. Because it's so cute to go back and see like little things between the team of them all. It's like, who took the last donut with the red and white and blue sprinkles on it? Do you know that video? Bro, it's so silly. Anyway, though, continue.
Yeah, so we're in the interrogation scene with Natasha. At first, I questioned, I was like, how does Loki know all this information about these people? But he has Clint.
Literally, yeah.
And he filled him in. But we realized that Clint saved Natasha's life, and she feels like kind of indebted to him. So we get more understanding of their relationship. Like, this is a friendship. They besties. Platonic. You thought otherwise, you were wrong.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. And we also get like Black Widow lore. Like, we get her whole background from Loki. Like, not very detailed, but like the Red Room and what's that man name and the fire and his daughter and yada yada yada. Which,
did they talk about his daughter?
He just brought it up.
But like, did he say it was his daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You like the hospital fire and da da da.
Yeah.
The whole time I thought they were like in an office building when they showed it in Black Widow.
I don't even remember.
But
yeah, but also like we don't get that story,
bro. I was wondering like, what Budapest was for the long. I'm like, what is Budapest?
Phases later, bro.
I'm tired of this inside joke because they bring it up multiple times. I'm like, what is Budapest?
And it got delayed too, like when it actually came out. So yeah, you're gonna be waiting a long time for that one.
We not telling you nothing. You gotta wait just like we did.
But yeah, and while they're talking, like he's like getting at her, like attacking her. You see her like, oh my gosh, stop! And like part of me questioned, like, okay, like Black Widow, she an amazing actress, like period, girl. But like, how much of that was acting?
Yeah, I think that
like how much of it was real.
Definitely, some of it had her gagged because when he started talking about all this stuff, she's like, yikes, he knows. And then like she had to, okay, but I'm a G. Let me oh, so your plan is the Hulk. And like I like how, you know, love how she uses her feminine energy to get what she needs and like fulfill the missions, because even with the Russians that she was dealing with earlier in the movie, like he thought that he was interrogating her whole time she's interrogating him. It's like, oh, okay, so then like, yeah, like, oh my goodness, how did that happen? Oh gosh, I'm so scared. I can't get away. Got away as soon as she wanted to. Yeah,
that's that spy in her. But I feel like we definitely get the answer of like, was it acting or not when she's talking to Clint. She's like, because they besties. He's seeing right through you. Like, you're a spy, girl. You're not a soldier. Like, what are you doing? And also when like she's getting attacked by Hulk, that girl was shooken up.
Shook.
Like she was still on the floor, like shaking.
Because she was about to die. If Thor did not come in and intervene, like he was about to backhand her to death. Like it was gonna be one slap and her skull would have been crushed, bro. Like she said, yikes, like yoinks, yoinks. Shaking in her boots.
Oh no, I just jumped ahead in my notes. I have it right here.
That's fine. It's okay.
But I have other stuff right now. Yeah. This means that Earth is ready for a high form of war. Which made me question, like, why have, like, everyone been collectively avoiding Earth? Like, why are they avoiding Earth? Like, do they, like, is it an easy fight? Is it protection?
I mean, they probably just, like, look down and see what's going on. It's like, they still can't get their own stuff together.
Right. But, like the rest of the universe is the exact same. Like, all the planets are, like,
all the planets got something going on. Maybe it's more like, you know, the fact that we're still stuck on race. Like, I think that's what really the biggest thing is for
I don't think the Avengers would say that, but, like, real life content.
Real life, the aliens is looking, because, like, on all the other planets, sure, they may have a lot of things going on, but are they having race wars?
Yeah.
No, they're not having race wars. They got people walking around on 2 limbs and 4, and everything is fine.
They got talking dogs.
You know? But here, have a talking dog, we're probably going to do something terrible to that.
Maybe they just think we're, like, maybe it's that. Maybe it's like idiocy. Like maybe it's too easy.
Exactly. It's just like, oh, if I talk to my friends about how I colonized Earth, they're gonna
laugh at me.
Yeah, like, oh, you didn't want to try something harder,
right?
You suck. You
loser. But also, like, it's funny to take that perspective because, of course, it all links to Earth because that's where we are.
Yeah, where the camera's rolling.
But like, when you think it from the other perspective, like, why is it all here? Like, why is the Tesseract here? Like, in the future, we see other stuff here too, and like Thor up in here, and that one other hero, he came from here. Like, everything's Star-Lord. Everything's linked here, and I feel like it's just interesting to be like, okay, we're just gonna leave Earth alone when like Earth is like the center.
And evolve, yeah. I think we just gonna have to chalk that up to like movie main character. Earth is a very main character energy.
Of
like,
course.
Look at her go. But with the whole team fight, yeah, like they're a bunch of babies. Like, it's so crazy. Like, they're getting all together with their different point of views, and they're just like, but listen here, and this, and it's like, you guys are grown adults.
But it's also, they're not all grown. They're all different ages.
Right. Tony's probably the oldest one in the room, right? Besides Fury.
Bro.
Like, take that suit off, what are you? Playboy, billionaire, genius, philanthropist. Okay, Tony. And it's like, I feel like that also, you know, like, that's a lot from him, because seeing things behind closed doors, so it's like he had a lot of identity crisis to go through with becoming Iron Man and like doing all of this. So like, he had to build that confidence back of like, I am something without the suit. If you don't have the suit, you shouldn't have it. If you're nothing without the suit. But also,
he's also a fake it till you, like, he's a, not a fake it till you make, he's a front type of person. Like, he would never let them know, like, he got something going on the inside. Like, he would say that
later.
He would say that even if he was like, but like, am I really, like, what is going on? He would, like, but we also have to keep in mind, this is the scepter. This is not just them, like, attacking each other at their throats.
You think that you think that the scepter is what's causing them to argue with each other?
Yeah, that's what they said.
When did they say that? All I remember is them asking to have him put the scepter down.
It's either the scepter or it's Loki.
I think that it's like just manipulation tactics of what was all building up. Like, they found out that what's the name was making weapons. Like, there was already tension between not Banner, but Captain America and Iron Man. And so like, that whole thing was there. And then, yeah, but the weapons get brought up. And I feel like the only backing and support that part has is like, why did Hulk all of a sudden have it in his hand?
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those, like, I feel like it's the reason for the scepter that we'll find out in the future. I feel like it's one of those, like, creating chaos type things. Like, it seeks the chaos. Like, I understand Tony and Cap, but like, everybody else was arguing too, and they were chilling. Like, why was Banner getting all bumbled? Like I understand, but it wouldn't have gotten as heightened as it should have, because like you were saying, these are grown adults.
I feel like also it's feeding off of the chaos that is being created around it. Like, it's like an equal pool kind of situation. It's like there are already stressful factors happening, and then like Scepter just jumps on it. Like, oh, like, this is my kind of party. Like, let's turn it up.
Yeah. And then, like you say, there's no other reason for Banner to have
it. Like, let's automatically have it. It's like, okay, big guy,
Dr. Banner,
put the scepter down. You're dangerous enough as it is.
And he didn't
exactly. He's like, what?
This is my time to go.
All right, buddy.
Okay. You should have left a long time ago, but okay. But I feel like we definitely talked about this in the beginning of the season, but I feel like it's a great time to revisit, like, Cap versus Tony. Like, who would win? From what we know, like, just right here, who would win? Because they both take shots at each other. You nothing without that suit.
The suit on, like, let's go a couple rounds.
Everything about you came out of a tube. Like,
yeah.
But I still stand with Cap would body Tony. not body him, but like he would be the last one standing.
Yeah, because
Cap is something without the tube. That was the whole point. He got it. He might have
stand back up.
Yeah, but
like I can do this all day.
Yeah,
and with the machine, like all the serum did was just add to the endurance and like help him be able to fight.
Yeah, got stronger.
Like with that, I feel like he could outstand the machine. Like he got his shield, he gonna block out his little phasers, and then he gonna rip the machine apart. And then Tony don't got no combat skills underneath all of that. Like, it's crazy that, we were talking about that one scene. It's like, oh my goodness, like, that's RDJ, with the muscles and everything. It's like, but they don't emphasize that Tony Stark is a muscular person. Like, they don't, like, they may show him a little muscular when he's welding, but it's
I feel like that's just part of, like,
they don't show him fighting.
Training for the movie, like, actor training for the movie type thing.
Perhaps.
Instead of like the character being buff.
Yeah, they definitely don't try to make it a point to have him be buff. It's just like kind of occupational benefit. Like he works with machinery, so it's easier for guys to just gain and show that muscle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But continue. Team is fighting. Team is in shambles.
Who's your vote first?
Oh.
Who you got?
A Captain America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then kaboom!
Thing blows up.
The engine
Engine 2.
Yup. Yeah. Engine 2 is down. They under the thing, Natasha and Banner. You see the last.
Be good, okay?
Right. You see like the last. I like the camera scene in that, like the last look of Banner's eyes, like you can see the I'm sorry in his eyes.
Oh, I'm finna mess you up, bro. I'm so sorry.
But it also, because from Incredible Hulk, I got the impression that Hulk only attacks people who attacked him. So, like, why is he going after Natasha she's literally just standing there. Like, she starts running the other way.
And he's like, But I feel like,
or is it like
aggravated? He's shaking up. Like,
is it fear?
Yeah, because he is in an unfamiliar place. Like, we don't know how much like memory and connection they have. Like, does Hulk remember anything as Banner?
Okay, this is in the future, but like according to Banner, nothing. They don't have anything.
And like that is prevalent when like he falls out of the sky. He's like, did I hurt anybody? Like, what happened? Like, what's going on? But like it also appears that Hulk can retain memory, like as being Hulk. Like, oh, I was just Hulk. I remember something. Like, these are my teammates.
Right. It's also been a year since, like, with the scene, since Hulk has been awake.
Oh, a year without incidents? Correct. No, I was more so talking about like from when they were fighting on the ship versus when they started fighting in New York. Like, he didn't start attacking his teammates. He listened to Cap.
See, yeah, that transition is really
strange.
Yeah, because I noted that too.
That makes me think like, okay, Hulk is unfamiliar of where he is right now. Like, he just fell down and like got trauma to him. Like, something is happening. So he's scared. He's shaken up. First thing he sees is this lady right here. It's your fault. What is going on? Why are you running away? You run away because you did something wrong, and I've got to catch you. That's all that I can come up with for him.
But yeah, I did note that there's a definite switch between like Hulk on the plane and Hulk in New York. Like, these are my friends. But is it a Banner's in control now type thing? Like, he's telling Hulk like, hey, these are our friends? Or like, does he like know like what happened on that motorcycle ride? Like,
no, literally, because like even though that happened, like we still see him get his last lick on Thor. Like, he punches him. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get the last lick. I'm gonna get the last lick. And like, and
that's just part 1 of Hulk versus Thor.
For real, part 1 of Hulk versus Natasha too.
Do they fight again?
Not necessarily fight, but like...
Oh, different version. Okay. I was like, I thought they were friends.
Like, oh, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
also, yeah, like what clarity happened on the motorcycle, because I feel like when I was watching Banner in the beginning, Banner was giving very much like he ain't got no self-esteem. Like he ain't got no self-confidence. Like he's always dragging on himself, yada yada yada. And so like for him to come back and like not just stay where he was, like something from the sky, something happened.
Some knowledge fell from the sky.
Something happened for him to come back and like get some clarity and be all one.
Maybe it's like, yeah, that's a really good point, because before he's like, oh, is the only word on me that I'm here to find the Tesseract, and he knew that there was a potential for the situation. Yeah, like literally. And even from the last Hulk movie where he's like, Hulk is not like a weapon. Like, you should not be trying to utilize me to go fight nothing, nobody. Like, he's an uncontrolled beast. No, that man loves to fight and he will listen to commands. So they was right.
Yeah. But also it was kind of like, we're all gonna die. So like I have to.
Perhaps.
With great power comes great responsibility.
And like also, how much like connection is Banner and Hulk having? Because like he's like, oh, you know, I'm always angry, and just pulls him out right away and like goes to fight the big like, alien. So like, did Banner
control it under like? Yeah,
because you can control it, baby. It looks like you can too. It just maybe it's like he can't control when he gets triggered. Like he's like, if I'm untriggered, like I'm always still like low-key mad, so I can always but it's like when someone else triggers me, like I can't tell myself also, like, it's okay.
But like the whole thing, like Hulk knowing, like it's just there's some disconnect here. For sure. But yeah, Thor comes in, he saves Natasha's life. And we see like we see it in Thor with Loki, but like we see an example of like Hulk is not worthy. Like that man, you know, like you ain't worthy,
bro. Like his toes went into the ground trying to be like and then literally right after that we see Thor pick it up with ease. And so another thing with like them being intentional with the camera movements.
And it made me question. I don't know. Maybe we don't have to do it like in this episode, but it made me question like what would make each character worthy. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, hey, maybe Banner's problem is like he ain't got self-esteem. Like maybe if he like, you know, worked on himself, then he would like.
That would make me question like, what if Banner was worthy but Hulk wasn't worthy? And it's like, or vice versa. Like, would Hulk be able to pick it up and then Banner wouldn't? Or like, would Banner be able to pick it up and then Hulk wouldn't?
Have to be
correct
at the
like,
same time? Yeah.
So
this could be like a cute little,
like maybe like a TikTok or something.
Yeah.
Like a YouTube short, whatever.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh, I'm like, is something wrong?
No. But yeah, a little flash forward a little bit when Thor is in the little capsule and he fell from the sky. We see when he's down on the grass and whatnot, like he reaches his arm out to try to like pull the hammer, mirror, but like either he's not worthy for a second or like he gives up, like he doesn't try, because he picks it up.
He does. I think that it's like maybe questioning some actions, like the hammer's like, was that fight a good fight?
Right.
Or like, I don't know. I feel like there was definitely some kind of
internal monologue,
judgment, and just reflection. There we go. Of like his past actions. He's like, man, what was I just doing? Like,
right.
Yeah. I'm not for sure exactly what it was, because like he did something noble. He saved Natasha. I think it was maybe.
I showed him like, yep, that's her name.
Thank you. But maybe it was like it was a little bit overkill with his fighting with Hulk. Like he started bleeding, and then that's why he decided to get Mjolnir out and was like, yeah, now I'm finna mess you up.
But he
real.
enjoyed that because he was like, okay, now this is someone I can actually fight. Like this is a worthy opponent.
So like maybe that's why he's like. It's like you're not supposed to be finding worthy opponents of your teammate. Like that's supposed to be your teammate. Like chill. You're supposed to just keep a calm head. Like keep like Banner. Like we your teammates. Come on, come out. But like you let that lust for the fight come over, and it's like, haha, yeah, now I'm finna beat you.
Now I gotcha. But now we back. Yeah, Thor was trying to talk to Loki, like, come on, bro, like, there's still time, like, come on, like, we family. And then here comes Phil with his long monologue. Dead.
Right then and there.
And when I first watched this movie, I was like, why the heck would they kill Phil? What did Phil do?
What did Phil do?
What was the purpose? But they explain it right away why they killed Phil.
I mean, honestly, Phil was explaining, like, I had to die. He was like, it was never going to work out. And I was like, his job? Wasn't he working there for a long time? But then it was like they needed something to ... avenge, bitch. Oh, yeah. Avengers. That's why. Because they needed to avenge
the motivators.
The motivators. Yes.
The motivators.
But, bro, Fury is a master manipulator. Throwing the cards on the table with the blood on them.
They needed a push.
He never got to sign it. But the death was the push enough.
That looked like real blood. Like, did he go to, like...
I really think he did. I do not think that he, like, did some ketchup, nothing. He did not. He was like, yeah, let me just go ahead. He said, before y'all clean that up, let me just...
But Phil would have approved it. He'd be like, yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Basically told him to do it when he was dying.
So we see, if you watch the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, he alive.
And so do they explain?
Yes.
Okay, do they say, like, oh, he didn't really die?
Like, I never watched it, but I know that they explain it.
Oh. My theory would be, like, I don't want to spoil any future movie.
Oh, I would say, like, medical, like, they just patched up the hole or something.
Yeah, like, that's... because...
Or maybe Fury just lied.
Exactly. That's what... I think that, like, he passed out for show. Like, he was losing a lot of blood. He lost a little consciousness. But, like, yeah. He definitely was like, I think that the medical team got there and was like, yeah, like, we can save him. And he was like, yeah, that man dead. Okay? Y'all need to go fight for his life. Go fight for his life.
You see these bloody cards?
Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. I bet y'all won't.
That was in Coulson's locker, not his pocket. But also, if you want us to watch and review Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that long show, let us know. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know where it is now.
Probably not on Netflix because Marvel and Disney, they're like, we want all that Marvel money.
But they put Spider-Man back on Netflix. Like, all of them. Yeah.
Oh, right. But, like, you gotta have a certain subscription for that. Like, if you got the lower subscription with the ads, they will not let you watch
I would say, yeah. I can watch it, but I don't pay for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's why. Also, this makes me not question, but it also, like, makes note of, like, okay, when writers are writing scripts and stuff like that, how do they know, not how do they know, but how do they decide, that's the word I wrote, how do they decide who to kill off? Because in the other movies, no one has died so far. Is that correct?
Like, important?
Yeah.
Up to what point? Like,
Phase 1. Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, at this point, this is, like, our first experience with, like, a character with meaning that we're supposed to like.
Yeah.
That dies. Like, how do they pick who to die? Like, how do they push the story along? I feel like it's like a writer's question.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into, like, script writing, all that stuff, it's just something to know. And then especially as we move forward in the phases, I feel like it's still always shocking who they pick to die. But, like, it's always intentional, and, like, I feel like it's more common now as we get through the phase.
They gotta kill him off. We gotta get some new Avengers up in here.
Yeah, she did! Like, every other movie, somebody died. I'm like, bro, please.
Come on. Yeah, I would say that, like, well, I would question how much of the storyline comes from the comics and, like, how much of it is it new stuff that's created from the writers. Because, like, I feel like it's not that, well, I don't want to downplay any of what they're doing, but, like, compared to everything else that they have going on, deciding who should die is not that hard because like they're plotting these movies out years in advance. Like how we were saying before, they filmed all of the movies of Phase 1, like boom, boom, boom,
really?
boom, boom. Yeah. Like, we were talking about how I was watching that thing with Samuel L. Jackson, and he's like, I was eating up my 12 movie contract like real soon.
Oh.
He's like, I signed a contract for this amount of movies, and like I didn't think it was going to be done that fast. And yeah, so I feel like since they were plotting out so much of the phase, they're like, yeah, we know who finna die and who ain't. Y'all see?
Honestly, I feel like, off topic, with my goldfish memory, Marvel, I'd be great to hire for like that type of 12 movie type thing.
Because I just
okay, but literally, I'd be so good because I'd forget. They'd be like, "What happened? Like, can you give us a little teaser?" And like the movie, I'd be like, "No." I'd be like, "Girl, I forgot." As soon as I finished that scene, it was gone.
Gone. You said you heard of photographic memory? I got the opposite.
Yep. You know, Tom Holland. We polar opposites.
Like, yep, you know.
Anyways. Yep. Phil was dead. Lost where I was. Okay. I don't know if, like, when the movie first came out, if people were, like, shipping Natasha with, like, any of the guys and stuff like that. But when I was watching it, I ain't see no romantic connection with nobody. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah. I did mention, like, a little kind of playful flirting with Banner, but I think that was more so, like, you know, that's how she interrogates, that's how she entices people. Because she does also mention it. She's like, you didn't come on the ship because I bat my eyelashes at you.
Right. I just took it that she was being nice.
No. Yeah, maybe. But, like, she got that different kind of niceness because, like, they trained her to be manipulative.
But, yeah. Because she is, besides Hill, and Hill's just, like, a right hand for Fury. She's the only girl. So I feel like it's drilled into our brain to think, okay, she's gonna date somebody, like something, there's gonna be a connection somewhere, but like I didn't feel it with nobody. Like, you see it,
I feel like that's maybe like for your romantic brain, like, yeah, we gonna have a relationship out of here somewhere, I'm gonna wait for it.
We are, but like that's just how movies are.
I mean, yes, that is.
And like you definitely see flirting like when she's in Iron Man 2. Like you notice it was part of her job, it wasn't real,
yeah,
but like it's there, you notice it. I feel like there wasn't any there here. I feel like
because this is serious. The world's ending. It's not just about Iron Man's health. I
was gonna say, Iron Man don't matter.
Exactly. We can flirt. We can have fun.
But I was gonna say, I feel like it's because they want emphasis on like she's part of the team,
right? Like she's one of the guys,
right? She's not just like she's not a spy. Like she's a soldier,
right? Yeah. And she's not just like there to be a love interest either. Like
she's
a role,
main character energy.
I can't wait till we start talking about this fight scene, bro.
Here we go.
The boss fight is like hilarious.
Here we go. They avenging Phil, yeah, and they off in New York and yada yada yada. Before you get into that, I will say, my outfit, the waitress. Fun fact. She was supposed to have a bigger role.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a love interest.
Yeah.
I don't remember when's the last time we watched Avengers, but I remember us talking about this. Like, I remember us talking about how Baby Girl's supposed to be a love interest. I remember us talking about the blueberries. Like, we had a whole dissertation about
just
Avengers.
Not on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember that conversation, though.
Maybe it was, like, the reason that we were like, girl, we should start talking about this on camera.
We did that a lot. Here we are. But yeah, she was supposed to be Captain America's love interest. That's why the camera's on her.
Like why she also
like 3 times
when the news. And I think like there was a scene that got deleted of him like drawing at the cafe and like him coming to talk to her.
Yeah, because she was like, I would really like to thank him.
Like, oh my god. Like, I mean, all the Avengers, like, but him
mostly.
I want to thank him.
I feel like with how they went about Cap's storyline, it makes sense that they didn't keep that in there.
Me
like,
too.
Unless she was somebody's, she ain't important. He's
like, I got my date. She waited for me on the other side.
She waited for me in the hospital. That's what she is, because she old.
She old, forgetful. Steve. But we don't know that she's not dead yet.
Not right now. But like we were talking off camera, when we get to the big fighting scene, this is like an hour, like half the movie is this fighting scene.
I wouldn't say like half, but like
45.
Definitely like a quarter.
Like, I'm like, why? Once we get to this point, I'm like, why is there still so much movie left? Like, why is it so
that fight
long?
Seems intense.
So, and like, there's little bits of banter in between to like not to get you bored, but I got bored. And I feel like this type of action movies, like what people are missing nowadays when they talk about like these new movies suck and yada yada yada, it's because they're used to like such fast pace. But like we said it before, like we have to start over. Like all our homies are dead.
Like literally, you have to build up a whole new lore.
Yeah,
like, I was thinking about that too. I was like, when they flash Baby Boy for the end credit scene, like, do you know how long it took? Like
3 phases, like
years to get to.
And especially like
6 years. It took 6 years real time to get to that point.
Especially like what they're building now with Kong. Like it's even bigger. Like there's like in the comics, there's so much into it. There's so many characters.
But before we even start getting into the fighting, the like Tony and Loki scene where like he comes to threaten him. Like first of all, I always love like Iron Man suit ups. Like his suit ups, suit downs, like they're always so flashy. He's like, skip the spinning rims, like we gotta go. And like I know that like he's like, yeah, you know, you gotta take your time. Like, we got flashy, you know, because got the red and the gold. Like you see me, like, okay, we don't got time for that. Like just get the suit out. And bro, not gonna lie, I feel like he should be dead or seriously injured after being thrown through the window. Like he was thrown through the window and his body broke the window.
He got some face scars.
Sure, right. But like for a building that tall and the windows being like they were up there, I feel like those windows had to be pretty thick to like withstand the altitude and like pressure and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Of course it's
movie magic, you make a point. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Maybe he just built like that.
Yeah. Okay. But that's all I really wanted to say.
But yeah, from like watching this movie, I'm definitely not an all actions girl. Like I need some dialogue. I need some banter. Like,
and I'm definitely like an action movie.
The opposite. Girl. Like I like action movies though. I just mean like this. Like this whole half part was just a fighting scene.
Like I was excited to get to this part.
No, I was bored, bro. I'm like, wrap it up.
I'm just like, yeah, like finally they got to the fighting part. Like, yeah. I like the stories, but I'm just like, yeah, I like the fighting part too.
Yeah, I'm definitely like I've told you before, I like the middle part. Like I'm not super like afraid of spoilers because I like how you get there. I like the ride.
Yeah. And honestly, like this movie was the reason I got into Marvel movies. Like saw Iron Man, it's like, oh yeah, let's chill, whatever. This movie, what is going on? I like this here. Can I get more? Where's it? Where's Avengers 2? I'm waiting.
I'm ready.
Like, what's going on?
Hello. But yeah, I don't have a lot of. I just have like small points because I got bored. But I feel like I feel like it's not emphasized that much, but Clint definitely has like an high IQ. Like it might not be in like gamma rays and science and stuff, but for him to never miss a shot,
like never ever. And so I also was curious. I'm like, how did he know that this was like? I want to know about his childhood. Like, what child is like archery? I'm so passionate about that. And like, yeah, because like he knows about like wind direction. Because even before when he was still under Loki's spell, like he shot the arrow, had it curved with the wind to shoot exactly where he wanted it to shoot. He was able to like time it perfectly to like shoot Loki, and you know he didn't hit him, but like he would have if Loki didn't catch it.
But he did hit him. That was the whole point because it blew up.
Right, it did. Correct.
Yeah, and also he's very observant. Like he's like, like with the wind, like look at the patterns, like how are they, going about, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's like, is that just natural skill, or like is it like does he have something a little bit special, like I don't know, like something different going on in his brain?
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like put in there. I was like,
no, like not put in there, but like special, like born special.
I was thinking that too, but oh
no, what were you gonna say?
I don't remember now. I feel like the emphasis though with Clint is like he's an average Joe.
with the bow and arrow.
Yeah. Like he's like everybody else, but I feel like his, like you were saying, I feel like his skills are definitely born. Like I don't think they were taught. I don't think he learned how to be an amazing shot.
Yeah.
I feel like he just got it like that. Mm-hmm. And also, people have theories out there that every movie Clinton's in, they win. And as soon as he's not in the movie, they lose. He the secret weapon.
The secret weapon, y'all. The bow and arrows do something devious.
Magical.
Get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have quite a few. Like, do you have anything else to really say about the fight scene?
My next point is we see Stan playing chess.
All right, so go ahead, girl. And then go ahead and talk about that fight. So, one of the things that I had noticed after, like, they're fighting, and now Thor and Loki are fighting on the tower. When in that part that I was talking about where he stabs him, because like he's talking about like, bro, we could have done this together, and like this, that, and the third, and he's like, he stabs him and he says sentiment, and when he says that, he sheds a tear, bro.
Does he really?
He really does. Like I went back and like watched like 3 times. I was like, did he really just shed a tear?
They need like brothers counseling, like
for real. They need some family counseling.
Except for they mama.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
everybody love the mama.
Right,
at least the boys.
Mama should be there. Odin should not. Like he the one causing all the problems. Maybe that's why he should be there. Anyway,
yeah.
But yes, he sheds a tear, and I'm just like, wow, that is so. Sorry, this goes to show like just how much he really is hurting, because like that whole monologue that he had in the woods with his brother, and then now like even when he stabs him, like saying about how like I feel like he doesn't believe he can go back. Like he's like, I'm cooked. It's over for me. This is the only path that I have. And so it's like, wow.
It's so interesting though, like all the pain and hurt, like why did it get so far to trying to kill Thor? Like he tries to kill him multiple times.
Yes. And like, this is not really that much of a spoiler, but Thor lets us know like a little bit later, he's like, yeah, this one time
when they were young too,
yeah, like he turned into a snake, and like he knows that I love snakes, and then I picked it up, and then he turned into himself, and he stabbed me, like sick. He knows that I love snakes,
and like with your right there like, with young Loki, like he a kid.
He said
because he killed Thor. Yeah,
that snake trick worked a little too well.
Speaking of, side note, the actor, just saw this on TikTok, the actor who plays young Loki, yeah, he's homeless.
Like currently right now?
Well, I don't know if he still is, but like he was on the news, and because he was making TikToks and stuff like that. You look at the cup, like he right there. He was making TikToks, and like the news is like, yeah, he was like, yeah, like thanks to you guys, like CPS has like finally like been able to like contact me and like help me get a home and whatnot. I feel like because people expect actors after they do a hit movie like that to be like riches, like they got it built. Like no, the only people who are like that are the main characters, like RDJ and stuff like that. But everyday actors, they struggle paycheck to paycheck.
No, for real. I was seeing I remember when the whole strike and stuff was going on, like they were talking about like, yeah, like baby girl got a side job to like keep the stuff. Like that's sad.
You only get the big bucks if you a big person.
Like, he was an actual child.
Yeah, he still is.
Child Protective Services. What?
Yeah, he still is. Like he's trying to get in foster care and stuff like that.
Shite.
I don't know his family lore, but like apparently his grandparents can't take him in for some reason. I don't know the lore, but like yeah, he's homeless.
Wish you well, kid Loki.
Yeah, I hope you get a home.
No, literally.
But that's what the TikTok was about. Like yeah, like the internet helped CPS like help him get a foster family and stuff like that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. But anyways, Nat is her Glocks forever. Like, bro, she as soon as like Cap's like, okay, girl, you ready? She's like, I'm ready.
But like they're small little pistols, bro. Like they're not even like,
bro. All she got is herself and her skin tight leather suit. she don't got no room to fit an AK in there. She's like, I gotta have these pistols, and I gotta have multiples, and I gotta have lots of ammo. I feel like that's the easiest thing for her to be able to carry around. And like, she fights a lot with her legs too, so like, she's probably not trying to be weighed down.
That's a woman coded,
like, bro,
to the core.
She said snatched down.
But like, I also wrote down in my notes, like, for Natasha to not have nothing in here that we know of, she's a brave girl.
A brave, cause like the jump.
I just need a lift.
Yeah. She's like, no, it'll be fun. Fun. She got that can-do attitude in her. Okay. I think it's more so like.
But she was scared of Hulk to die. Like, is she scared of death or is she not? Is she scared of death when it's right in her face?
Perhaps, cause like more so like. She is putting herself into a situation where she feels like she has control. Like, she knows, like, I'm a capable person. I know that I'm going to be able to achieve this. Like, yeah, this may be a stretch, but
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Praise be.
And then, you know, like, with Hulk, though, no control, none at all. So, like, maybe that is what was more scary. And then, when Captain America is, like, trying to get in with the police, and he's like, okay, like, this is what y'all should do. And he's like, why should I listen to you?
But like,
and
how
then he
does
starts beating the people up?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, literally, I question, when did he ever get like strategization, like training? Like,
oh, that's not what I was gonna say.
Sorry, you're gonna say that.
I was gonna say, why does he not know who Captain America is?
Oh, I mean, they're probably,
he's old.
So see, I question, are they teaching Captain America in schools? Because all the kids in Peter's school know who Captain America is.
Because that's part of World War II. That's history.
Right.
And he's the first superhero.
Right. But like, is the world aware that they found him?
Yes. No.
Because, yeah, I'm just like, the S.H.I.E.L.D. world made a lot of buzz around here, like, around the place. But it's like, yeah, you know, who's to say he went to school?
No. Huh.
That police officer could have, you know, not cared that much about history class.
I don't think they are. Because, like, when they're on the news, they're like, Tony Stark and some other people.
Yeah, literally. And, like, also, how long in between the fight and those news clips? Because they had shirts made. They had banners made hanging off of the walls. Like, people had done graffiti art. I'm like, bruh, how long has it been?
That's it. According to the end credit scene. Well, no. Like, probably a day or like a week or something.
That's what I'm saying. They did a lot of work. New York was like, okay, it's time to shake back and make some t-shirts.
The homegirl, like the waitress, she was wearing the same outfit. Her hair was the same. So like, that could have been the same day.
Like, yeah, that news clip could have been the same day. But I'm talking about the ones where they had the t-shirts and stuff. And
maybe
like,
they just New York was built like that.
Maybe. What's his face? It was Fury, who was watching all these news clips and was like about to go talk with the council and everything. So I'm just like, yeah, what's going on with that?
Stupid council.
And then, yeah, he gave him a reason as to why he should listen to him.
Yeah.
And fighting and everything. Like, he didn't even look up at him. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And he just looked to the side. He was like, go ahead and put that perimeter on. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, they need to avenge some mental health. And then, bro, their combos go crazy. Nat with the shield jumping up like that. And then there was something else that had happened that had made me say that. I think it was Captain America and Iron Man. Yes, he had like blasted the shield.
Oh yeah.
And, like, they were just ready to go. They just knew they had that battle.
Right now, they cool
choreography. I mean, I feel like they was cool once they did the little situation where they had to fight the people and Tony had to do the blades and stuff. They had to get together a little bit right there. And then as we get closer to the end here where Tony goes up into the thing, first of all, it had so much momentum. Like, why didn't he let it go once he got into the wormhole?
I think he was aiming for the mothership.
Well, yeah, I know that he was aiming for the mothership, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even after he let it go, like, it still had its own force to go. Maybe he was like, I need to guarantee that it hits the mothership. So I'm like, okay, you know, I can see it for that. And yeah, like, this is a very important situation because so much from this like so much later on comes from this. So interesting.
Also, there's like foreshadowing to this, like when they're back on the in the past, when they're on the ship, and Cap is like, "Would you lay your life down?" Yada yada.
No,
and
literally.
like this is Tony laying his life down,
and it's like not even with that, even. Well, I guess, like, because in the previous 2 movies, I was going to say, like, oh, like, he did kind of martyr activity in there, too. But, like, not that much. Yeah, this was really the first one that we get to see that. And, yeah, I definitely made a mental note of that when I heard that. And lastly, I was saying that, yes, Hulk was so proud when he saved Tony. He was like, I know what to do. I got a doctor in me.
But he also just dropped him.
Well, no, I'm talking about when he woke him up. Like,
okay.
And then he was like, I'm not gonna scream. That's what he did. And then afterwards, he beat on his chest. He was like, "Yeah, I'm that guy.
Period.
I did that.
Period.
Yeah. And then at the end, the Cap is like, when he's telling Tony, like, "Oh my god, like, what happened?" He's like, "We won, bro. Like, we won." And I feel like that was a nice closure for Cap too, because earlier in the movie, he's like, I was, we was at war, and now
he didn't get to see the end. Yeah,
like, he got that closure. Like, I fought in the battle, and
they told him they won, but he didn't get to celebrate with everybody.
He's like, he didn't get to celebrate with his boys. He didn't get to celebrate
with his women.
Like, the world has moved on. Nobody
cares no more.
Yeah, like, yeah. But that's all I got.
Yeah,
we see Stan. Yeah,
we see Stan on the news playing. I feel like this is like the longest time we went in the movie without seeing Stan.
Literally. I'm like,
yeah. And then we have OG Thanos. I feel like that's not a big spoiler, but like those graphics.
Yikes.
Him from that clip to like him.
I was like, wow. Y'all, maybe y'all just like didn't go fully to the drawing board, because it's not like y'all technology wasn't there.
Right.
Like, you can't say that because you was making alien faces going crazy.
Yikes.
And literally yikes.
And then we just have like a cute little comic relief, like them getting shawarma at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's only a Disney Plus edit though.
The shawarma? I watched the original Disney Plus. I was like, I've always seen that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because it's always been but I'll check afterwards because I don't want it to mess up the audio.
Okay. I feel like that's also maybe like a question for when it came out in theaters, like the people who saw it in theaters, like was it there too or not?
Let us know, guys. If you guys went to go see Avengers in theaters, was the shawarma scene after the Thanos scene that we got to see for the end scene credit?
I know you love this movie, but as I was watching it, I definitely feel like this movie is like one of those like I wish you could watch for the first time, because I feel like it hits the first time, especially with like all the like foreshadowing and the
like,
Easter eggs and stuff like that. Yeah, but like rewatching it, I'm like, I know everything. Like these aren't like new or surprising, so it wasn't like that interesting to me. Like it wasn't,
and like also with a quarter of the movie basically being a fight scene.
Yeah, it wasn't giving like I thought.
Kisses, like, what's going on?
It wasn't giving like I thought it would give. Yeah. Like, so take that into account when I give my rating.
It's a 2.
No, I gave it like a good middle ground. I gave it a 3.5 out of 6 Infinity Stones.
I feel like that's understandable.
Yeah, I feel like if I would have rated after I first watched it, I definitely would have did it higher. Like as you watch it, you're like, oh my gosh, like or even like the first rewatch when you're like, But I've seen this movie like I don't know, like 4 times. I was quoting stuff while I was watching it.
No,
like
literally. But see, what's so crazy? I gave it a 5.5. Yeah, I love this movie. It's very nostalgic for me, and like even before I was able to have access to like all of the movies on Disney Plus, and just like when all the movies came out, like I had this movie on CD. Like I was watching this movie, rewatching it before I had all the other movies to watch. So like quoting the movie and like all that stuff, it didn't faze me. I'm just like, yeah, like this is like I'm sitting down, little kid, rewatching this all over again, like being amazed and awed just all over again. So yeah, love this movie. Love the combination of how they decided to end phase 1 and just like they did a nice wrap up of all the movies that they had beforehand. Just with a cute little butt.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be with me. Like, I don't know why. It's not even like my favorite movie. I've seen Age of Ultron the most. I have no idea why. But I've seen it the most, and I feel like, yeah, that's the one.
Because your girl Wanda.
But it's not my favorite movie.
But it's your girl.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see when we get there, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just got this off the dome.
Maybe it's because you always forgetting it. Like, what's that movie about again? Let me rewatch it.
Anyways. I just got this off the dome. I feel like we should, instead of like doing our movie recommendations and whatnot, I feel like we should do our favorite movie from phase 1.
That'll be a cute little season ender.
Yeah, let me think.
Yeah. All right. Can you pull up the list? Like, let's read them off.
Okay, I've not phase like season 1. Let's do season 1.
Okay. I feel like if
we watched a lot more. Sorry.
Yeah. I feel like if we're going by ratings alone, it would by default have to be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because I literally gave it a 6 out of 6.
I don't remember what I gave it.
You gave it like you tried to give it a 4.8, but I was just like, yeah, it's okay. We're just gonna give it 5 stones. You're like, oh,
so there's Iron Man, both the Hulk movies, Howard the Duck. It was that one. Iron Man 2, Thor, all of the first Spider-Man movies, Captain America, X-Men, and Avengers.
I literally forgot that we watched X-Men.
That was like 2 movies ago. It was so recent too.
Literally forgot that we watched that movie.
I would say the most shocking was definitely Howard the Duck.
The most, like, literally unexpected. And yeah, I was just taken aback. I'm like, wow, we had no idea what was going to be happening in that movie. And then as the movie was going on, still had no idea where this was going. I'm like,
it was trash, but definitely shocking.
Shocking. People, like, when we were talking about it, we were like, yeah, people use it as like a guilty pleasure movie where it's like, I know I'm not really like supposed to like this, or like I know that a lot of people don't like it. It's it's got its own cult situation going on.
Yeah.
But in terms of like rewatchability, it would be between this one and X-Men. Like, I love the X-Men series, period, and like this movie is, like I said, all the reasons to love that. And the only reason I don't give it a 6 is because, like, you know, room for improvement, you know, space of like lapse of information that they didn't provide, things of that nature. But
yeah, I don't remember what I read any of the movies. I feel like they'd be a better tell, but my brain is telling me The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's your man, period.
That is my man.
Like,
our friend on Sunday, she was like, yeah, that movie sucks. I was like, that movie's amazing. That's my man. I don't care what you say. But yeah, because when you were like rewatchability, because at first I was thinking, okay, like maybe Thor, like maybe Captain America, but like rewatching these, definitely, I feel like, because I've seen everything so many times, it's definitely like, okay, these are beginner movies. Like, these
so
are,
this is right here, beginner status.
Yeah, this is like introduction. Like, it's not like juicy enough for me anymore. I feel like I've definitely watched them too many times. Like, I've overplayed it, which happens to me a lot. Like, you know, you have that one song on repeat for like months, and then you're sick of it.
Bro. Then Spotify like, hey, here's your favorite song.
Literally,
I'm tired. I'm about to block the artist. I can't.
Literally, and I have to go a long time. Then I replay. I'm like, damn, this song is amazing.
I can't believe I stopped listening to this.
Literally, that's how I feel with these movies. But yeah, I feel like I would have to say The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's a good pick. The Amazing Spider-Man is a good movie.
Yeah, we're the only ones that think so. But
hey, Andrew, we love your movie.
Yeah,
you did great.
On the pod, you could sit right there.
Like,
My legs won't be there. I promise. But there's a spot saved just for you. We could chat it up about
that third movie. Because the third one we already got the third one. Now it's time to talk about the fourth.
We could talk about other things. Working with Lynn.
Who was that?
He's a songwriter.
Oh,
famous musical songwriter.
Okay.
Current films, or we can talk about your favorite dish.
Walks in the park.
Yeah, love. Who you got a girlfriend? We can keep that off camera. He got a private life.
Right.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna forget, so it's fine.
You are so silly.
But that is the end.
Yes.
Thank you so
my goodness
much for watching our first season.
Thank you for joining us on this beautiful journey.
Yeah, we've had so much fun.
Literally.
We won't be gone for long.
We're just gonna too much.
Yeah, we'll just technically be missing a one episode, but we're gonna come back bigger and better. Improvements, you'll see it. Just wait. So in the meantime, you can go back and watch all those other podcasts that you haven't seen. We also post these podcasts on Spotify. If you didn't know, please go listen to our Spotify.
Take a listen.
Yeah, while you're in the car, driving to work, in the gym, working out.
Yeah.
You have people looking at you like, why are you laughing? Because the podcast is funny.
Girl, we're hilarious.
Come on. Also, hop on TikTok. Be part of, we get 100 followers. Yeah. We would love to grow our community, have more people.
Have more interactions with you guys. And just, kiki it up.
Yeah. We welcome all people who welcome us.
Doors are open.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Everything's linked down below. Comment your favorite movie so far. What? Comment your favorite movie this season.
Yes.
That we've talked about.
Comment your favorite episode of ours.
Yeah. And let us know what else you want us to watch next season. We're open to watching more than just Marvel
movies. Yeah. That was the main component into curating our name as well.
Mm-hmm.
We want to, because the Marvel movie is not gonna outlast the podcast,
right?
Not gonna knock it. So yeah, we're definitely open to changing up the genre and just watching more movies that maybe you guys want to see us review.
Yeah. Thank you again. We said thank you 15 times.
Because we're very appreciative.
We are.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we'd love to appreciate it in the future as well.
Yes. So make sure you come and check us back next season.
Yeah. Bye.